All right, what's going on, everyone? We got another Weekly Shonen Jump stream. We got Kyoshi, we got Kagurabachi, we got whatever manga that I can't think about because it's Sunday and my brain is mush. No One Piece this week. One Piece is on break, evidently. Yeah, so I don't know how much we're gonna get to today. I'm still behind a bit. I haven't read the new batch. With the exception of Kaedagami, I'm not really too interested in this new batch. I know a lot of people are actually pretty stoked for this new batch. They think it's really good. I think it's whatever. But of course, we got to talk about Black Clover. Excuse me, Black Clover. Because Black Clover, huge news. I don't think anyone saw it coming. We got Justin in the chat. What's going on, Justin? Black Clover returning next year is crazy. What's crazy about it is the way they're pitching it, it's going to come back like right after Bleach. So like, they said Bleach is next year. So let's say Bleach comes out in the winter. If Bleach comes out in January, they're making it seem like Black Clover is going to come out in April or October, right? Yeah, it would be October because they do. Have they said how many episodes Bleach is going to be, the final part? My point being, it'll probably be like 2 cores, I think. Or, I don't know. Point being, they're saying Black Clover is going to come out, or they're making it seem like Black Clover is going to come out right after Bleach. That's the crazy part. I hope it's not bad. I hope it's at least as good as Bleach. Because with all the time they've had since the movie, with all the time they've had in between Bleach, and the fact that they have their like second studio now, if it doesn't look at least as good as Bleach, it's going to be a huge letdown. It should look at least as good as Bleach looks now. It actually raises a good point of one of these days I need to look back and compare 1,000 Year Blood War to the last season of Black Clover. It's interesting that they're marketing it as season 2 because Black Clover took a couple of hiatuses, but it was always marketed as a weekly show, and then they brought it back for the time skip. In the time skip, they dropped like X amount of episodes, and they were like, okay, this is a season, right? So I guess they're calling this season 2 now, which makes sense, but is also a very weird way to talk about it when it's like halfway through the series. The whole like part 2, season 2, core 2 thing is very, I guess, superfluous, because they call one thing a part, they call another thing a season, they call it a core. It's all the same. Excuse me. It's all the same thing, really. Like, it's all the same thing. It just, the inconsistency of calling it what it is like weirdly confusing for no reason. Yeah. They said on their Twitter accounts, they said everywhere Black Clover 2026. So unless it somehow gets delayed because of Bleach or other stuff, Black Clover's back in 2026. Now, depending on how long Bleach is, and depending on how much time they take in between Bleach and Black Clover, that could be as late as October, which I'm guessing is probably where it's going to end up coming. I'm guessing Black Clover is going to come back in a little over a year. So right now we're in July. So I'm guessing October 2026. I feel October is going to be when Black Clover comes back. Bleach is probably going to be one core. Yeah, because Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War has been like, what, 13 episodes a core? Yeah, so that would probably make sense. I kind of doubt it's going to get delayed. They haven't really delayed Bleach all that much, so I tend to doubt. The question I have is what's going to happen with Boruto. Because if they're only doing let's say at max, because I can't remember how long the last season of Black Clover was. If, let's say at max, this second season of Black Clover is 26 episodes. I kind of doubt it, right? But let's say at max, it's 26 episodes. So it's like a half year long, right? If that's the case, then we could potentially be looking at Boruto coming back as early as like summer 2027. So in 2 years, we could have Boruto back in 2 years. Probably more like 3 years. But I'm also curious, so with Bleach, Hero was really only doing one series. Like that's it. That's all they were doing. They had the Black Clover movie, but that was it. I'm curious if now that they move on to Black Clover, if that's going to be like their whole thing, like their whole jam. They're just going to do Black Clover and take breaks, and that'll be it. Because I would be curious to see if, because Boruto has been off forever. Boruto's been gone for, God, I feel like 4 years now, probably longer. So if it's 4 years, add another 2 years, it's going to be gone for like half a decade, like more so than that. Which is kind of crazy to think about for Naruto fans. They might want Black Clover to air once the anniversary hits for 11 years. Well, it's 10 years. They're celebrating the 10-year anniversary. The whole anniversary event is also very weird because Black Clover started in February. I don't know why, unless they're celebrating the anime, but I don't think that's when the anime started either. Because it's a manga thing. So I don't know why they're doing it. The only reason I can think of that they have like a concrete reason is because they want to do the anime in October. So that does seem to line up for sure. Let's see. Oh, you're right. 10 months ago. So I overestimated. Unless I'm crazy. Oh no, yeah, 2023. So yeah, it was 2 years ago. But my point being, so if we go as far as 2027, that's almost 5 years, which is kind of crazy. That'd be like, can you imagine if One Piece took a 5-year break? The anime was gone for 5 years. I would be like, what the shit? Black Clover is mid cap. Still better than Demon Slayer and Solo Leveling. Gogeta-san with hot takes all around. I don't hate it. I love seeing respect for Black Clover. I'm sure a lot of people would say they like Black Clover more than Demon Slayer. Black Clover being better than Solo Leveling is definitely a hot take these days, but I don't hate it. Personally, I like Black Clover more than Solo Leveling. As hype as Solo Leveling is, I like the characters in Black Clover more. Kumar says, hi, Shonen OG. Love your videos. Well, hello, Kumar. Pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming to the stream. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I think the difference between seasons and cores are cores release 6 months apart and seasons release a year or longer apart. That would make the most sense. But see, they usually don't call them cores. They usually call them either a season or a part. So like Dawn to Dawn, right? Dawn to Dawn came out in October. It ended like end of December. So now it's back 6 months later, more or less, in July. And they're calling it season 2. That's fine, but that's, you know, 2 times in 12 months. We're getting 3 chapters of Black Clover in August. Yeah, I'm dying to see all the different drawings of Black Clover. It's like Horikoshi drawing Black Clover is going to be insanely good. Like stupid good. Oda is going to be good. They get Kubo to do it. Let's look up who they're getting to do it. Have I read Fist of the North Star? No, it's on my list, but the anime looks trash. Like the new anime. I don't understand the fixation on 3D CGI anime. If you're gonna do it, it's got to be like really, really animated and stylized. Like the studio, whoever did the new Trigun anime, Trigun Stampede, they should have had them do Fist of the North Star. But I don't think that's who's doing it. I think it's Dave Pro. Or whoever did the Berserk anime. I don't know. Whoever did the Batman movie. The Batman movie where Batman is like a samurai. I don't think it's Studio Orange. I know Studio Orange did Trigun Stampede, but I think this is a different studio. I think it's whoever did the Berserk anime or whoever did, I forget what it's called, but the Batman movie that's technically an anime and it's in 3D and Batman goes back in time and Joker is like a shogun and Batman gets like samurai armor, but he's like a ninja. I'm ready for 2026. I need what's coming out ASAP. 2026 is honestly going to be better than 2025. As good as 2025 is. Well, so far. So the winter season isn't as stacked, but it's going to be just as hype because we don't have, well, I don't think we're going to have Apothecary Diaries. We probably won't have Shangri-La Frontier. I don't know. There's a lot of, we're like halfway through the year and there's a lot of anime announcements and like anime in production. So there's a lot of upcoming stuff that we don't know when it's going to come out. And honestly, with Witch Hat Atelier out of the ring for the fall season, I don't think is nearly as hype as last season. So we have Gachi Akuta will continue into the fall. Excuse me, because it's like 2 cores. One Punch Man is in the fall. What else? Fall 2025 anime. My Hero is coming out. I don't know what the turnout is going to be for My Hero. I think a lot of manga fans are just not going to care anymore. I think it's going to be popular. I mean, it's My Hero. Spy Family's whatever at this point. We do have the new Gintama spinoff. We have Ginpachi Sensei. Nobody really knows what to expect from that. I'm excited for that. Yeah, so honestly, the fall season is not that crazy compared to the summer. So like, let's go back. Fall 2024 anime, right? If we look at the fall. So fall last year, so last October, we had Dandadan, ReZero, Blue Lock, but Blue Lock was kind of a mess. As much as I don't like it, Blue Box. We had Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War, Shangri-La Frontier. I think that's it. Dragon Ball Daima. So, I mean, last Tower of God, if you still like Tower of God. So honestly, last fall was stacked. And I don't think this upcoming fall is going to be nearly as hype. Gachi Akuta is going to be a big one. One Punch Man, I think a lot of people are going to be hyped for in the beginning. But after a while, when people see how trash JC Staff is, the hype is going to die down. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be like a really close call with that one, whether people like the content more than the quality, or if like the cheeks of JC Staff overshadow the actual content of One Punch Man, because that's like arguably the biggest peak in One Punch Man, the stuff that they're going to adapt for season 3. But JC Staff is arguably in their worst era ever. Like, they're just consistently making bad anime, or bad looking anime. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm just saying that this fall season, the reason I compare is that, so you look at the fall season, right? Dandadan, ReZero, Bleach. I'm going to leave Blue Lock out. Shangri-La Frontier, right? Like, there was just so much stuff. And if we look at this fall, we have One Punch Man, which is iffy. Spy Family, which is still popular, but, you know, not as many people care about anymore. We have My Hero, which at this point only My Hero fans care about. So, I mean, it's kind of slim pickings in the fall. All the summer anime are going to be over besides Gachi Akuta. So really, unless you like Gachi Akuta or one of these 3 top anime, Spy Family, My Hero, or One Punch Man, the fall is not going to be nearly as fun as... Honestly, the fall season is not going to be that hype. I'm just saying it right now. That's my... Although, we will have the Reze movie. That's not something that shows up. Do I have a waifu? Turquoise from Dr. Stone. Right? Did I get that right? Yes, Turquoise from Dr. Stone. That's my waifu. I'm not gonna lie, after all the announcements and that Mushoku PV, I'm looking forward to winter and spring. 2026, like, I'm already there. Honestly, I'm being dead ass right now. So it's July 6th. My brain, this morning, I'm already thinking about Thanksgiving. It's crazy because I've always, for the longest time, I was a summer person. My birthday's in the summer. I've always loved the beach, the ocean. You know, obviously as a kid, you love summer break. I love summer activities. I love barbecues, right? I'm a motorcycle guy, so I love the summer, right? But in my old age, I love the fall a lot more. college football, basketball comes back, hockey comes back, pie, Thanksgiving for all my folks stateside. You know, it's warm and cool, but not freezing and not blazing hot. So I just love the fall. And so, especially if you live in New England, like Salem, Mass in the fall, one of the most surreal experiences you could ever have. If you love Halloween and you love like colonial US, Salem, Mass in the fall is something you have to do. We're getting the Reze movie early here. Very excited. The Reze movie is going to be insane. We got Josh in the chat. Josh, sorry I missed you. How you doing? They showed absolutely nothing about One Punch Man at Anime Expo. Yeah, One Punch Man is not going to be hype. It's going to be talked about. It's going to be trending for a certain amount of time. But JC Staff has been consistently disappointing. And the ceiling on expectations for One Punch Man One Punch Man season 3 is very low. We got Eddie Rayman. What's going on, what's going on, Eddie? Sorry I'm late. No big deal, man. Had connection issues. It's all good. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, Dr. Stone Part 2 is coming as well. We got Dr. Stone. Bro, the HBO season of Dr. Stone is coming. Excuse me. We got Sour in chat. What's going on, Sour? Good to see you. How you doing? Josh had an interesting week. Well, hopefully it was a good week. Hopefully it was a good holiday weekend. If you want to know what my neck of the woods is like in New England, you know, if you ever wonder, you know, how do they celebrate July 4th in the Northeast, right? Spirit of America. There is a beach, not in my neighborhood, but in my general area, my general region. There was a beach that the police of 3 different towns had to go to because there was a brawl, a literal brawl. Like people just started fighting each other for no reason, just because it was July 4th. There was a brawl on the beach in this town of 1,000 people, and people were punching each other, stabbing each other, fighting cops, stabbing cops. They called in the police departments of that town and 2 other towns. Yeah. So I hope everybody, I say that to say, I hope everybody had a fun but safe holiday weekend for everybody that celebrated the 4th. Tokyo Revengers, but not in Tokyo. I think that's just redo of Healer, right? Redo Healer, whatever that series is called. Toyotaro announced a new original one-shot manga. Seems Dragon Ball Super is going to remain on hiatus for a while. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Dragon Ball now that Daima is over. I don't think they're going to continue Super. At least not for a while. I think if anything, they'll probably just make another movie. They haven't had a movie in like 2 years now. So they'll probably make another movie is my guess. Oh, you went to the Dodgers game? The One Piece Dodgers game? Awesome. Good for you. Did they show Agachi Akuta ad at that game? Because I saw on Twitter, they did a like a banner ad for Gachi Akata at the Dodgers game. So did they do that at the One Piece game? Because that would be kind of genius, honestly. Garage caught on fire. Eesh. Yeah, JC staff back in the day was not that bad. JC staff back in the day was actually solid. But lately, they suck. Just art style, animation quality, consistency, just cheeks. Kei Urana was at the game. Yeah, because Kei Urana was there for Anime Expo, so that makes sense. Yeah, I don't really have, and I mean this in the most respectful of ways, I don't really have any desire to spend like a extended period of time in LA just because of everything that's going on in that city. But everyone over there, you guys have like a really nice advantage of like, it's a big mixing pot of cultures. It's a big city with a lot going on. And on top of that, Japan is like, you know, not right there, but you guys are the closest to Japan. So I feel like you guys get a lot of stuff that they bring to the States. JC Staff is the You Did Just Enough studio. JC Staff is the I Did What You Told Me To studio. Like, if I said, hey, hand me that shovel, JC Staff would be the studio that just throws the shovel at you instead of like picking it up and carefully handing it to you. They just toss it to you. My first live stream, your videos are amazing. Well, thank you, Light. Pleasure to have you. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Thank you. How you doing today, by the way? I've been yapping for about 30 minutes. We should probably read some manga chapters, but by all means, keep the questions coming. Keep the discourse coming. Do I own any anime figures? That's a good question. I own what the hell are the? I own one of the vinyl pop figures of Vegeta, but no, I don't really have any anime figures. I don't really do the whole anime figure thing. One, because I collected a bunch of statues. Well, not statues when I was younger. So I have a bunch of like gaming statues. Like I have an Elder Scrolls one, I have an Overwatch one, and then my prized possession is I have like a 3-foot tall statue of Illidan Stormrage from World of Warcraft. I bought that during the Legion expansion of World of Warcraft. If you want to know a little, if you want to know a little bit of lore about your friend Shonen OG, for over half of my life, so probably since I was probably 13, I would say World of Warcraft has been my #1 all-time favorite video game. If you want to know a little bit about your pal OG, World of Warcraft has been my all-time favorite game. Am I excited for Ping Pong Peril? I gotta be honest, I don't really care about it. It doesn't look bad. It just doesn't really seem like my jam. I do want to check out Kaedegami. Kaedegami looks good. It looks interesting. I don't really care about the other sports manga. Like, I don't care about Harukaze Mound. I don't care about Ekiden Bros. Unless it's football or hockey, I'm not crazy about it. Excuse me. One Punch Man should have gotten A1 Studio for the new season. Madhouse had them. I don't know what the hell happened there. I should try. I wonder why Madhouse. Drop One Punch Man. Reddit post 6 years ago. The most likely reason Madhouse dropped One Punch Man would be that maybe. Okay, so already sounding iffy. The production committee wanted season 2 as fast as possible, but Madhouse was too busy. Unavailability of key staff, particularly the director, due to other commitments. Additionally, Madhouse may have faced challenges in securing, mind you, this is the AI answer, in securing the necessary resources and funding, blah, blah, blah. So it was bad timing and pressure from the producers is what it sounds like. Madhouse is infamous for giving away their IPs to other studios. When else have they done that? Let's see. Madhouse. Now. This is the only one I can think of. Let's see. Oh, Hajime no Ippo. Who did that one? Madhouse did the first one. Do they still? Yeah, they did the first. All right, am I crazy? I don't read or watch Hajime no Ippo. I haven't gotten to it yet, so I'm not too familiar with the history of the anime. There are rumors that they gave Freeman to Mappa. No, I don't think that's what happened. I think what they're doing is they're doing like a joint animation. I don't think they handed it off to Mappa. If they handed it off to Mappa, it's still going to be good. It's still going to be hype, but I think it's going to lose a certain quirk of its art style, because as much as people hype up Mappa, excuse me, I wouldn't say Mappa is generic. I don't know. With Freerun, it's got like, the best way I can describe it is like it's got a softer style, whereas Mappa, I don't know, Mappa has a very, I guess, grainy art style is the best way. I don't know. I would have to compare it shot by shot, but I feel like Freerun would kind of lose some of its charm. I think the problem would be it would kind of just look like all the other Mappa anime, which, duh, obviously. But I feel like part of the magic of Freerun is that it doesn't really look like anything else. It kind of has a distinct art style. But I don't think that's what's happening. I think they're just collaborating on it. Collaborating. Hajime no Ippo went to Mappa? What? Oh yeah, look at that. Huh. That's crazy. What year was that? That was 2013? Yeah, that checks out. What year did they do, what the hell is it called? They did Yuri on Ice. Dororo. Is that 2019? 2019. Yeah, it's crazy to think Mappa is not that old of a studio. Thoughts on Black Clover being produced by Pierrot Studio instead of Pierrot Films? So is that confirmed? I don't know. I don't really think that's like a deciding factor. I just think that's a administrative decision. Like, it's the same company. They can move people around. It's not like, you know, people are locked to one studio or another. Anyway, keep the questions coming, but we're gonna read some Shonen Jump, rightfully so. Let's start with Kagurabachi. So Chihiro and Mr. Sakura are fighting each other, right? Chihiro is trying to stop Samura from basically ending his own life, because Samura is gonna stop all the sword bearers but then take his own life, basically. Okay, so they clash, and oh, also, if you're not caught up on Kagurabachi, excuse me, might be a good time to step out. Just the two of them. So Chihiro and Mr. Samura are in like their own little space. They're cut out from everybody else. So they clash. Samura is saying, you know, the swords and I are relics of the past. We should be wiped out. Don't need to worry about us. It's my problem, not yours. Whoa, that's a cliffhanger. So Samura opened up his eyes? Has he done that in the recent chapters? Obviously he like cut his eyes out. Well, not cut his eyes out, but slashed his eyes. Huh. That's another good chapter. Kind of more of the same, but I would say this chapter is like the defining chapter for Samura's like character arc. Basically, his flaw is that he lives in the past. Like he would rather define himself by who he used to be rather than focus on what he needs to do in the future, right? Really nice chapter. Good for both of the characters. Give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Solid stuff. I'll bring up again that at Anime Expo, apparently there was like 0 representation for Kagurabachi, which kind of confirms what I've been noticing, which is that Kagurabachi, while still very popular, doesn't seem to be gaining any new fans. It seems to have hit its inevitable pre-anime peak. I think it'll be insanely popular when the anime comes out, but as it stands, it is kind of stagnant. Not story-wise, just growth-wise. Story-wise, I think it's better than ever. The week-to-week experience is not my favorite. I've had better week-to-week experiences when it comes to manga, but Kagurabachi is one of those manga that, like, once you go back and read it, it's beautiful, gorgeous, reads perfectly. The week-to-week pacing and just the way everything lines up week to week is kind of hit or miss for me. But overall, I think the story is better than ever. Excuse me. DBZ Imran made a fantastic video about MAPPA and their exploitation practices. I'll have to check that out. I know they don't have the healthiest work environment or work culture, but yeah. Kagurabachi just beat Blue Box on Shoseki? Huh. Let me pull that up. Is that for the newest volume? Josh, where are you finding that? Because I think I saw it recently. June top best-selling manga, Japan only. No. From my chat forum. Okay, well, trying to find that myself. Let's see. Here we go. The second day of Shoseki for July releases. Excuse me. As of July 5th, One Piece is number 1, Kagurabachi is number 3, Blue Box is number 4. Huh. Yeah, so Kagurabachi, the manga is doing well. I just think that... Also, I'm kind of surprised Ichi the Witch and Kyoshi's number 51, which I kind of figured. Ichi the Witch is not in that list. One Piece, Kagurabachi, Blue Box. Is it because it didn't have a volume release recently? What are the popular New England anime cons? The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Anime Boston, which they do like right before Easter. Random fact that I just saw while I'm on Twitter. Scarlett Johansson has become the highest grossing actor of all time worldwide. So wait, what do they mean by grossing? Like made the most money? That doesn't sound right. Highest grossing means the actor whose films have collectively earned the most money at the box office worldwide. Huh. That makes sense. She's also in a ton of movies. Just wait till Samuel Jackson has a new film and he's going to be the highest grossing. Yeah, I mean, nobody stays on top forever. Eddie, internet problems again. What did I miss? Sorry about that. Not too much. Although we read Kagurabachi. Eden said Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, it's weird because you wouldn't expect it. She's not like, you know, an elite actor, but she has a ton of big roles in movies, and you know, obviously she's pretty, right? She's good looking. And she's in a lot of big series. So honestly earned. Let's read Kyoshi, because Kyoshi ended on a wicked cliffhanger, so I'm curious to see how it was handled this week. So again, if you're not caught up on Kyoshi, then you might want to step out. Excuse me 1 second. All right. All right, so Kyoshi last week, Sakaki was fighting Yuta. We got Yuta's backstory. Basically, he was an orphan. The sister at the orphanage was like his big sis. Then she got killed by a criminal. He lost all his faith in humanity. He became an exorcist, but then eventually he lost his faith in the exorcists. So he joined the demons and the devils. Sakaki fights him. Sakaki takes on his attack. Sakaki is turned into Swiss cheese. And then in the last pages of the chapter, Yuta is somehow encountered by the spirit of the sister that raised him and seems to get some kind of holy powers or angelic powers. That was just a tease, so we have to see what happened next. So Sakaki is all healed up. He's good. Yuta is back in his base form. Human, if you can call it that. Yuta says it's too late for me. He apologizes. You kept on believing me. Thanks to you, I'll be able to die a human. Sakaki apologizes. He should have done more. In his dying moments, he can see the spirit of the sister, right? The nun. I'm sorry, sister. You were right about everything. Now, I don't think I'll be going to the same place as you. So Sakaki is going to have high stakes, so his demon companion watch over Yuta. So it seems like Yuta is probably going to come out of this alive. So kind of opting for the Black Clover fairy tale One Piece route of, well, let's just make sure everyone stays alive. Then it seems like we cut back in time to Kyoshi and the top devil, his name is escaping me. They're fighting. They're in a slugfest. With trading blows. So this guy realizes the whole of the 13 club has been eliminated. I was quite fond of them. You guys destroyed my subordinates. He goes, whatever. We have 40 minutes until the sun comes up. So basically, sun comes up and the Black Parade is over. So that is their benchmark. Isn't Bleach finished 2026? Yeah, Bleach should be finished, depending on when they drop it, by next year. Wait. What did I say? Yeah, Bleach. So Bleach is supposed to come out 2026. So I'm guessing they're going to drop Bleach in the winter. That's my guess. All in all, decent Kyoshi chapter. I don't know how I feel about the whole Sakaki dying and then Yuta getting these like bullshit heaven powers. I feel like it was kind of a cheap cop-out. I don't hate it. It was done in a somewhat tasteful way, but I do feel like it was kind of a cheap way to go for shock value. I don't want Black Clover to get rushed again. Yeah, I kind of suspect that's not going to be the case. The movie was really good. What are we doing? How are we doing for time? Let's read Ichi the Witch and then we'll wrap it up for today's stream. Let's go to Shonen Jump. Hey OG, did you see Majulumiere is ending next chapter? Yeah, so it ends what, this week? I'm like super behind, but I need to read it like bad. I'll probably try and do that this week. I don't know that I'm going to be able to read it in time for the last chapter. It doesn't really matter. I haven't really been weekly or up to date with Majulumiere for quite some time, but excuse me. I am curious to see how that manga turned out because honestly, I love that series. Yeah, exactly. Eden's great run, Majulumiere. Jump Plus has been like one of the consistent sources of comfort in my life for a few years now. Like there's just so many series that like if there's nothing else to read, there's a bunch of stuff to read in Jump Plus. But let's read Ichi the Witch and call it a day. So Gokuraku was with his sister. He just told Ichi that he can't go join his group, right? He's got to stay home, help his sister now. And it seems like the roles are reversed and the sister is going to help free him, so to speak, because he feels trapped. So they're going back and forth about who deserves to be, you know, the king or queen. All right, I did this, you did that, blah, blah, blah. So the sister says, come with me, I want to show you something. Basically, the whole country is trying to break into the palace because they all got their memories back and they all realize they were unwillingly, but still, they were all total douchebags. And they're all calling him a hero. So the sister formally apologizes, tells Gokuraku what a good person he is. She says, I have to be queen because I'm the one responsible for everything that happened. Basically, she's saying it's her turn to take care of the country now that Gokuraku's been doing it for like the last 10 years. And so now he should go live his life. Everyone wants him to be happy. She wants him to be happy. He's been living for everybody else for 10 years, so now it's his job to go do whatever he wants. So he runs all the way to Ichi. He says, I finally got what I wanted. Everyone got their emotions back. He feels like the right thing to do would be to stay home and help everyone, but right now he wants to be with Ichi and help him. Ichi lights up. He doesn't cry, but he looks like he could burst into tears. So the prophecy was fulfilled. The prophecy was travel to the land of Bakugami, capture the magic, and you'll receive a stalwart companion who will fight beside you. And that's what happened. So now we got another boy in the group. We got Ichi, we got Discaris, we got Kumagi, and now we got Gokuraku. So honestly, this is looking like one of my favorite casts in manga right now. Kumagi is kind of not the weakest link, but she's overshadowed the most because she doesn't have like a super outgoing personality, especially compared to the other characters. Gokuraku is off to a great start, but I'm curious to see what his capacity will be, or his potential will be. Ichi, obviously star of the show, and then of course you have Discaris, who could rightfully be called, you know, the next Gojo. A lot of great character dynamics going on, a lot of great interactions, amazing chemistry. So Each of the Witch with a great chapter, 8 out of 10. And, you know, out of all the ongoing Jump manga, or the newer Jump manga, I think this is probably the one I'm most forward to seeing what happens next. Kyoshi is kind of in the middle of things, and it's kind of hit or miss lately, as much as I love Kyoshi. Kagurabachi is good, but also kind of reaching probably the peak of its current arc. Ichi the Witch just wrapping up this arc, and yeah. So Ichi the Witch stays winning, if you ask me. Felt like we got a big W with Ichi this chapter. Yeah, Ichi the Witch stays winning. I personally, so it's on chapter 40. So if you do 45 chapters a year, yeah, I feel like we're probably going to Ichi the Witch anime announcement. Late 2026, early 2027. That's my guess. But when they finally announcement, like, that's going to be my favorite anime. That series, or this series, I should say, is going to be so good. Yeah, so Anime Expo, Cyberpunk is going to be crazy. Because, I mean, like, how do you follow that up, right? Cyberpunk Edge Runners was insanely good. And it's been a hot minute since Trigger has really done, like, you know, a season 2. Really the only show they've done that is long running is Dungeon Meshi. But that, obviously, they have a while before they do season 2. And of course, the new Cyberpunk is going to be a standalone thing as well. But obviously, it's going to be compared to the first one. So Trigger has been pretty consistent, but I am curious what their approach will be for the second show. I'm expecting 2026. They're wasting no time giving this an anime. I want to believe that, but they also have been part of a weird trend lately of announcing anime late. They announced Dawn super late. Witch Watch was pretty late. Sakamoto Days was pretty late. What else? Blue Box was fairly late. Spy Family was actually pretty good. I mean, Akane Banashi is chapter 165, and there's no sign of an anime. Undead Unluck was fairly late, right? I can't remember Undead Unluck. So yeah, I suspect late 2026, early 2027. How do you think Dawn season 2 will end? Yeah, I think Vamola will 100%, because they showed, if you look at the opening, they teased Vamola's kaiju form. So Vamola will 100% be in season 2. To be fair, I don't think any of those series have gotten such a strong push right out of the gate like Ichi has. Fair. That is very fair. Although, I don't know, I feel like the only exception to that would be Blue Box. I don't know how Blue Box is doing. Excuse me, I should say, I don't know how Blue Box did before, but Blue Box is obviously a pretty big seller. Black Clover returning is so hype. Ichi and Kagurabachi could lead to such a major pop. Have I checked out episode 1 of Gachi Akata? It was awesome. No, I've not watched the first episode. I was going to make a video on the opening today. I was going to make it today, upload it either tomorrow or Tuesday. Obviously, we didn't get the visuals for the opening. They just did end credits with the opening. So, I'm still going to make that video, but it'll come out next week, not this week, for obvious reasons. Speaking of which, I have to thank everybody for the turnout on the Dawn opening video. We had a huge turnout for that video, one of my best videos in a couple of months. Praying, hoping that this trend continues. If you read my July post, which you have, if you haven't, go check that out. But I'm gonna have a bunch of Dawn videos this month. I'm really excited about them. So hopefully everyone enjoys them. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody because both of the Dawn videos I put out are doing really well, and the channel is doing basically better than ever. So thank you, everybody. I'm glad everybody's enjoying the videos, and I really have to say thank you because it's because of you guys that I'm doing, again, basically better than ever. But yeah, that's it for me today. I unfortunately have to cancel tomorrow's stream. I have to pick my parents up at the airport because they were away for the weekend. And I'm doing it like right when I have to go pick them up is when the stream would be. So unfortunately, no stream tomorrow. Streams will well, this next week is going to be weird. So no stream tomorrow. Stream Thursday, normal time. No stream next Sunday, so a week from today. And then we'll stream the following Monday like normal. And then I think from there, we should be pretty consistent for streams for the month. I don't think anything should get in the way, but we'll see. But yeah, this week, unfortunately, is going to be kind of light for streams, but afterwards, we should be normal. Oh, I know, man. I'm sorry. Everyone, real quick, before we end the stream, happy birthday to Edens. Happy birthday to Edens. Good friend of mine, good pal, cool dude, down to earth, great taste in manga, great taste in anime, great taste in animation, TV, and movies in general. Just an all-around great dude. Always been a good friend to me. Helped out the channel a couple of times. Everybody wish him a happy birthday. Edens, happy birthday, bro. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Look out for a video either tomorrow or Tuesday. From there, we'll be following a Monday, Friday, Saturday schedule for videos. Check out the Dawn to Dawn videos if you missed them. And do I think Count Saint Germain is the endgame villain? I suspect so, but I could honestly see Dawn to Dawn continuing for one more arc after Saint Germain. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thanks everybody, and I will see you Thursday. Peace.